Hey everybody, Poker Dad here. So today I am looking at my database um, because I have noticed that I've tailed off with my c betting in and out of position. So I wanted to look through my database and take a look and see the effects of me c betting and not c betting. Um, and then I wanted to look through my hands and take a look at all the hands that I had an opportunity to c bet and I decided to pass on c betting, and kind of see where I definitely could have c bet and possibly win more money, because there definitely is a big difference between winning and losing when you c bet, as I have seen in my database. In fact, I will show you just real quickly the difference in the database between c betting and not c betting. So when I have an opportunity to c bet and I don't c bet, I have this would be a better way to do it by win rate. My win rate is negative 76.98, but yet when I do c bet here, you will see, so 76.98 negative. When I do c bet, when I have the opportunity, my win rate is 323.84. So as you can see, c betting is definitely a very profitable um, play. So I want to take a look at some of these situations that I wasn't c betting and kind of see where I could have c bet that I didn't. So let's put this back to not again, and we'll go back to my reports and where was I last. So let's see. I think I was at this particular hand. So I'm just playing all hands, but I want to get to where I was. I looked through some of these already, so I don't want to look through them again. So yeah, this is where I was last time. So let's just take a look here. So here I raise it up in a small blind. So Queen 7-6. So I think at all times I definitely should be c betting this ace ace. I guess if there's one spot not to c bet it, it is here with a pretty dry board, where I could, we might get a fold otherwise. But this could be actually a good spot not to c bet and possibly induce a bluff with my aces. And see, I get the fold here in the turn. But so obviously that would have happened on the flop as well. So at that spot, I don't mind not c betting. So here, this hand is an L5. You're going to see just um, all different stakes in this video. So let's see. So I three bet the aces here, and we get a call. So 2-9-3. I think this is definitely on. Since I was the initiator of the three bet, I think this is a spot I should always be c betting in position or out of position. So I definitely should have c bet here. And he bets here. So if I c bet, I would have definitely gotten value. He would have definitely called me on this particular board. As it turns out, he ended up betting me, of course. So this is definitely a board I definitely should have c bet here. I think all of these aces, obviously I should be c betting every single one of these for the most part. I mean, obviously, this is definitely a c bet spot, and I didn't c bet with three of a kind, and here I was in position, so not really sure what I was thinking. I guess I was trying to slow play, but I don't think that's really ever a good idea. I want to try and get value, and if he calls me, great. If he folds, so be it. At least I win the hand there. So let's see here. This is going to be a three bet. And let's see, ace, ace, 10, jack, 4, 10. Again, I need to be c betting this here. Again, this is just another spot that I definitely should be c betting, being the player to three bet here. You could make the case that aces is probably one of the few hands that you don't have to c bet, but I don't want to. I really don't want to have to lose value. Lose a street either. Um, I guess aces are kind of up for debate. Again, I 3-bet here, and there's no reason for me not to throw out a c-bet here. Because, you know, let's just say, for instance, that he was on a diamond draw, okay? If I bet here, he might call that. But now because I didn't bet, the two comes out, and now, he might not be chasing this draw anymore, and he folds. So that's why I really think the C bet is the best spot. The flop is where I'm going to get the most calls. Because by the turn he may decide to give up. That his hand has not become anything. At least on the flop, he has some kind of hope. And yeah, I mean, obviously a multi-way pot. I mean, I really should be C betting here. I'm just going to focus really on the C betting. I'm not going to focus on the remainder of the hand. In fact, I don't even need to go past the flop. Um, so obviously we're gonna. What happened here? I didn't. I didn't for whatever reason I didn't 3-bet the aces. So I don't see how this is a C betting opportunity. And then I didn't bet too. Let's see. So here I'm a 3-better. Multi-way pot, I get quads. I think quads is definitely a spot where it's okay not to C bet. I'm so far ahead. We know that nobody else here has an ace, so I actually think that not C betting here is okay. Now let's see, ace king. Yeah, I mean, definitely, I think this is a great spot to see bet bluff. I have two overpairs and I have a straight draw, so I think this is definitely a good spot to see bet there. And here with the 3-bet, I mean, definitely a spot I should be c betting. Um, yeah, even right here, I could definitely see bet. I do have a backdoor straight draw. So with me being and the whole idea is I want to be able to keep the initiative. And what I've been doing is in these hands is I'm giving up the initiative of the pot. And look what happens there. See, and then he bets into me. But if I would have c bet, maybe he would have folded. But he bet into me and I folded. And it wasn't like I had two overpairs and I had a backdoor straight draw. So if I c bet there, maybe he folds. I think that was the spot to c bet. So here I have ace king, and this spot. So being a multi-way pot, I think this is a little bit different. That I want to play a little bit more conservatively. So I think this is an okay spot not to c bet. Again, here we have this is definitely an interesting board, 5-10-2. But again, having the initiative, and I do have a backdoor straight draw. I could definitely see about this. Just take down the pot now. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Um, Definitely just like another spot, definitely that I can throw out a c bet. I mean, you could slow play this here. Um, but you got to remember that these kings are being shared, so if somebody ends up getting a set, they have a full house, and I just have three of a kind. So again, definitely a spot that I should be c betting. Let's see. Again, backdoor straight draw, multi-way pot, so I can see checking this off is fine in a multi-way pot. And here I have a backdoor nut flush draw. Definitely, this board's a little bit tougher though, because So let's see again. This he limped, and then he called. This board is a little bit definitely a little bit tougher, just because with all these lower cards, could possibly be hitting his range. I do have a backdoor flush draw, but I think this is actually an okay spot to not c bet, especially out of position. I think if I'm in position, I could definitely c bet it, but out of position, I think this is a spot not to c bet. And now with the nut flush draw, we'll go with it from there. So let's see, we have some limpers. And let's see. Again, this is a board that's kind of tough for me here, being out of position. So I think this is a spot where I would pass on c betting, just because this is really not, not too much in my range for the pre-flop bet. Again, just a tough board for me here. He checks to me. I feel like the check. Again, it's just gonna be tough. Such a tough board. Let's see again. This started off. He's the big blind. Um, you know what? This actually is a spot. I think I could actually throw out a small c bet. Maybe not a big bet, but a small c bet. Take a stab at it when he checks to me here. So, and I think definitely by the turn, I need to definitely at least do a delayed c bet when he checks again. So let's see here. I'm a small blind versus big blind. Out of position, not good for my range, of course. So I definitely think there's a spot to check. 8-9-3. Now I do have a backdoor flush draw here. Again, out of position, I'm not going to bet on it. I definitely call it there, of course. So here we got crazy multi-way. I'm not betting, of course. He betting here in a four-way pot where everybody called my 3-bet. This is definitely a spot I need to c bet. I definitely need to c bet this board. Not c betting this board is a big mistake. Monotone board, pair of aces, great spot to c bet. I guess this wasn't an all-in situation. So he checks to me here. Yeah, I think just because of the fact he checked to me here, I need to throw out the c bet being in position. So what happened here? So I 3-bet. He calls it. Out of position, I definitely think I could throw out a c bet here. Definitely throw out a c bet. I have a backdoor. I have a backdoor nut flush draw. I have a backdoor straight draw. I definitely want to be c betting in this spot. Again, definitely want to c bet my aces. This particular board here, definitely something I definitely want to check and not c bet. Out of position, monotone board, all these low cards. Definitely a spot for me not to throw out a c bet. I don't have any hearts. Multi-way pot, definitely not c-betting this spot here. You could make an argument for me to c-bet it here, but I mean, these guys here, these 9 could fall into their range. Pocket threes could just be checking off. Pocket twos could just be checking off, something like that. This doesn't really hit my range. I do have backdoor nut flush draw. You could say that. I think it's okay in a multi-way pot, not c-betting that hand. Um, yeah, this board here, I think is definitely one multi-way to check off. Another multi-way pot. Um, Definitely something I'm going to check off in a multi-way pot. Not even a question. I mean, I got it. I don't know why I wouldn't c bet here. Why I don't c bet here with two pairs beyond me. I mean, what was I hoping to get? Not only that, but we have two diamonds out there also. So if he's on a flush draw, I just give him a free card to potentially get a diamond that can now beat my two pair. So definitely not curious as hand. I end up winning it, but that was definitely a spot I need to c bet there, like without question. Without question. Um, Again, yeah, definitely a spot I should be c betting there. Jack 7-4. Pre-flop aggressor here, but 8-6-8. I don't love it. Um, One thing I could think about here. Let me just take a look here again. So, well, okay. So he was under the gun. I mean, actually, when I think about it, okay, under the gun. One second. I'm gonna pull up Equilab real quick. So under the gun, actually, let me grab Flopzilla actually. Right. So let's just use we're at NL10. Um, so let's say this is under the gun's range, and then I three bet him. I mean, what's he calling his three bets with? Let's say this is his range. Now I'm gonna take these out of his range. I mean, he's calling three bets with all these types of hands here. I think he's still calling three bets, except with maybe he's not calling this stuff here. He's calling all these suited hands probably. Queen 10, Jack 10, 7-7 probably not. Maybe not 8-8, 9-9 I think so. So when you have all these here, and let's just see, I think this is probably a good spot for me to see bet. 8-6-8, 8. Whoops, I guess I should have green red. And I have ace king blue green. Yeah, I this is a spot I think I should see bet here, um, just because while this doesn't really hit my range, it doesn't really hit his range either. So I think this actually with me having the initiative on a three bet pot, I think I should actually see bet here. Uh, let's see. So we got three ways here. Um, I think this is a spot I could actually, even in a multi-way pot, I could see bet with the back to enough flush draw and the gut shot. I think I could bet there. Half pot. I mean, definitely this is obviously a c bet spot. I don't know why I'm checking it off. I did a check raise, but I don't think that was really necessary. Because I could have given him a free club. Um, yeah, definitely a c-bet spot with a backdoor two overcards and a backdoor straight draw. Definitely a spot to c-bet. So yeah, this board here, multi-way pot. I don't think this is a good spot to c-bet. Yep, I think I should definitely c-bet here. with the backdoor with the backdoor nut flush draw and also the jack. I think that's definitely a spot that I want to throw out a bet there. Let's see, we're multi-way here. We have a gut shot. Definitely multi-way. You know, I could bet or check there. I could bet or check. Those spots, you know, with the multi-way, I could really bet or check. This is definitely a c-bet opportunity. Super dry board. Uh, Back to a straight draw. Definitely something I should be c-betting. Again, same thing. Definitely got to be c-betting this here, especially when I get checked to. Easy c-bet. So look at all these c-betting opportunities that I'm missing. I'm missing a ton of c-betting opportunities, which could really help my win rate. Really missing out, I think, on a lot of opportunities here. Multi-way pot, you know, is totally different story, of course. Three-way pot here. I completely missed the board, so no c-bet here. Definitely a good spot to c-bet here. Back to a flush draw, back to a straight draw. Definitely a good spot for me to c-bet. We get a multi-way. Yeah, I mean, again, here, you know, since I'm leading, probably best just to check it off. Jack 8-8 is interesting. I think this is a spot. This is a tough. This is kind of a tough spot because you just assume he doesn't have an 8, with there being two eights out already on the board. So I think I could definitely throw out a c-bet. I think can throw out a c-bet here. Backdoor nut flush draw, two over pairs, backdoor straight draw. I think that's definitely a spot I can bet. And you know, again, like these situations here, like he can just bet, right? Because I've now given up the initiative, so now he can take that initiative and bet here and knock me off the pot, where I could have bet and knocked him off the pot. I mean, this is a clear C. This is a clear C bet. I got to be betting that. There's no question about it. Again, definitely a good C bet spot here. Backdoor straight draw, backdoor nut flush draw. A good spot to C bet. I could take down the pot right then and there. Maybe not because he had a pair of sevens, but still, I mean, it's definitely a spot I want to C bet. Because not only that, then I can possibly bluff on later streets as well. Once I give up the C bet, you know, I really think that makes it that I cannot bluff in that hand as well, which is another thing to keep in mind. So let's just take a look, okay? Let's go back to this hand. I want to take a look at this hand again real quick, okay? Because we know he has a pair here, right? I mean, this is kind of a dry board, so this may be kind of a tough board to bluff on. Because I'm gonna probably be checking on it with any seven, any five I could possibly be checking on here, which is what I would do. Maybe even a weak queen I would check here. So now an eight comes out. So if I were to c bet this here, okay, and now an eight comes out, then I could definitely bet again, and he could be worried about a straight here. I mean, what are the chances of me having a straight? A 6-4 is probably pretty unlikely if, let's say, it's suited aces. So it's actually might still be a pretty tough board to. I think this actually this is probably a bad example because small blind. I mean, 6-4, I could definitely be raising. I could definitely be raising here with 6-4. Is it possibly unlikely? Yeah, but if I bet here, I could definitely double barrel. I think I could definitely double barrel this board. So maybe this is kind of a tough board to bluff, but It would be kind of not too believable. There's not many combos I would have that could really do anything there. So maybe that was a bad example. This is a clear. This is a clear C bet. Um, Multi-way in the middle here. This one's kind of tough with the 8 and the 10 in a multi-way pot. This one can go really either way. This is definitely a definite C bet. Like, look at all these hands that I possibly could have taken out. Like, I could have won on the flop here. This hand is so strong because I have a backdoor nut flush draw, and I have trips aces. Again, I really should be c betting this here and possibly getting value because he could be chasing a flush, and if I don't c bet here, I could possibly lose value from somebody who is chasing a bluff, chasing a flush. Yeah, again here, pair of kings. What am I hoping for? I mean, like ace king, I should be thrilled the fact that I have a pair, and definitely c betting there. And look at all those ace kings I did not c bet with. All right, this is definitely a solid board not to c bet on versus the cutoff opening range. Multi-way, completely out of position. I'm okay with not c betting this. Definite c bet spot here. Missed out on that one. Yeah, definite c bet spot here. Backdoor flush draw, um, backdoor straight draw. Definitely a spot I got to c bet. Look at that, folded again. That could have been me making him fold. I folded. He checks me. Definite c bet spot. Backdoor straight draw. Definitely c bet it. So this is one of those spots with the backdoor nut flush draw that I'm okay with not c betting here. The training program that I'm in kind of harps on it, doesn't harp on it, but one of the guidelines is not c bet in a spot. So I think if I was in position, I could definitely c bet it more so. But here, out of position, I'm okay with kind of getting value from a possible bet. So this is one of those spots where I'm definitely okay not c betting. Same thing here. So let's go. Let's go find some other types of hands. I just want to look at some other stuff. Some more without aces, like middling hands. Let's take a look at. Let's take a look at the queen. At queen jacks. Let's go down to queen jacks to like these. I'm not gonna look at all these, but I guess there's no way for me to do that, huh? let's just take a look at a few of these. Let me just go queen. Let's take a look at some like random hands here. King 9. Um, so yeah, I mean, this is definitely a spot that I could absolutely see bet. I have a backdoor flush draw. I have a backdoor straight draw. Definitely a spot I could throw out a C bet. There's an ace out there too. Um, so definitely a spot I think I should be C betting. Uh, This is a tough board, but actually, again, I could definitely see bet this here. Back to a straight draw, back to a flush draw. Definitely a spot I can see bet. Again, maybe I take it down. He calls it. Maybe my hand improves. Um, so I think this is a spot I can definitely throw out a C bet, even though I'm out of position. Obviously, being out of position makes it a little bit tougher, but in a way, it helps your fold equity because your opponent is going to be more likely to fold there. A multi-way pot. I mean, obviously, I think this is definitely a spot I need to see bet here. I'll take a look at this one hand and then call the video. It's been about a half hour. Queen 10. So let's see. He checks to me here. Definite C bet spot. Back to a flush draw. Back to a straight draw. Definitely a solid spot to C bet. So I think this was definitely an interesting activity. I'm definitely missing. I think I'm missing. I'm definitely hurting my win rate with all these missed opportunities for C bets, especially the bluff C bets. Where and even there were some spots where I had value bets and I wasn't C betting. So I think this is something very interesting. I'm glad I took a look at this because I think this is something that will definitely help my win rate. Because as you saw, the difference between not C betting and C betting was drastic. Again, my BB per 100 is negative 76 when I don't C bet when I have that opportunity, and it is 323. So of course I'm not C betting everything, but I should be C betting roughly around 66, 67% of my hands. And if I take a look overall, I'm actually going to filter this out. Just look at this, but just look at this year. So just looking at this year, which has been thus far 11,000 hands. As you can see, it has not been going so well for me this year so far. I assume this is, yeah. Okay. Yeah, I mean, look at this. This is my C bet. I have been C betting 36% of the time. Think about that, 36% of the time. And again, we could even look now. Let's just take a look. Just looking at this year, okay? And let's just take a look one more time. So we flop. We continuation bet. And it's flop opportunities, continuation bet. So when I continuation bet, and this is this year, okay, so this is just this calendar year, okay, 398 hands, my win rate is 409. And when we put not, my win rate is negative 82. So we can pick up that win rate by C betting more. Well, I think this was a great video. This is a great video for me, and I hope you guys liked it. And if you have any comments or anything like that, please feel free to post below. And I would love you guys to subscribe. And hope you enjoyed it. Until next time, Poker Dad.